Good morning.
Morning.
You're Mike. I'm Mark. I first, here in Southside Chattanooga, I first saw you riding your bike around the city, around the neighborhood, and it was profound. I saw you carrying your crutches, and I looked again and I saw, wow, he's pedaling with one foot because his other leg is amputated at the knee. I thought, what's that guy about? What's that? I assumed you lived around here somewhere, but I hadn't seen you in the neighborhood before. And then one day I realized you were living in an abandoned building here. I'm like, I got to talk to that guy, find out what's going on. So Mike, are you from Chattanooga?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Chattanooga area.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Grew up here. What happened? How come you became disabled?
I moved to Colorado and I lived out there for a few years. I lived in Leadville, Colorado. It's the high city, United States.
I know it, yeah.
Elevation's a little over 10,000 feet. And sometimes whenever you move from a low elevation like this to a high elevation, it can cause you to get blood clots.
So you were in Leadville and it wasn't an accident like an industrial accident. It was a medical condition.
Yeah.
Blood clots.
Yeah.
I had a friend that died from blood clots in his leg that went to his lungs. It's a very serious
Oh, yeah.
thing.
Yeah. I woke up one morning, I was fine the day before. Woke up one morning and pretty much just woke up the next day in the hospital with my leg cut off.
Wow. What's happened with you and disability and...
Well, they told me at the hospital that they were going to apply for it for me, and evidently they never did that. And then they told me again at another hospital that they were going to do it for me, and I guess they never did that. So I haven't done it. I haven't went and done it. I rely on my community more than my government. You know what I'm saying?
We have these social workers that are supposed to make those connections, and that's their job, is to get people connected to the resources.
Right. And they're not very good at it. That's all I can really say.
Huh.
They're just not too good at it.
How long have you been houseless?
Oh wow, that's been a long time. See, I had a place for a year, but out of that year, I was in the hospital for 6 months. Out of that year, so the past, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, I guess, I had a place for a year.
Yeah. And then family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
I think you got family alive here in town?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, they know about your situation, obviously, and for whatever reasons, you're not able to stay with them.
Yeah, I guess for whatever reasons, yeah. I guess whenever you become homeless and you lose everything that you have, and you really don't have any family back, helping you or talking to you, or really think you have any friends, you kind of just turn to something, I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
Like drugs or alcohol to kind of give you the motivation to even get up and live, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have nothing else, and that's what happens to a lot of people.
That's very understandable. I'm meeting Anthony for the first time today.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. How long have you been homeless?
Well, I left Atlanta, Georgia in 2016, so say about pretty good while now.
Yeah.
And it's a learning experience.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it is a learning experience. It's been a hard road, so I was doing the best I can.
All right. You use a cane, so it looks like you have some.
Well,
Can I ask you about
right
your-
now, the reason I got this cane is that because I just had back surgery.
Oh,
Yeah, I had the back surgery, as you can see, right there.
okay.
Yeah, my back too. I got a cut right there on my back.
So you had some surgery. That's pretty
8 hours.
serious stuff.
8 hours. You know.
So, has it been dangerous for you in these years living around in tents and stuff?
What do you mean when you say dangerous? What do you mean?
Been
Man,
robbed,
been-
attacked,
You
beat
know,
up?
you know what? As long as I'm covered by the blood of Jesus
All
Christ, I don't worry about nothing. I let Him take care of it. He's gonna support me right now. He's over me. You know, I mean, he's gonna make sure I'm no harm, no danger.
Fenced in, has a security guard, but other people sleeping everywhere. It's really vulnerable because you're just laying there asleep.
Yeah.
So it'd be scary for most of us.
Right.
But I'm glad you have faith and you're trusting God. Jesus. Amen.
We got to. Because if it wasn't for Him, you and I wouldn't be sitting here having a conversation.
Good point.
He died on that cross for all of us.
What kind of music you like?
All kinds.
All kinds.
And my favorite, I love the jazz music.
Jazz music.
Yeah.
All right. When was the last time you saw a concert?
I guess it's right down here
Nightfall.
at the park. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the park down here.
Good.
You get to walk around, they get loud music, and they have a good time down there. I loved it.
I'm so glad. I go to Nightfall
Okay.
every week in the summers.
They're gonna have it during the time when it get cold.
No, it starts. It'll start Memorial Day weekend and go through just about till Labor Day through
Yeah.
August.
So
But and I've asked other homeless people about it, and they say, "Oh, I don't want to go up there because I'll feel like an outsider or something." But you
why
know
is
that
that?
I don't know. It's just a mental thing,
Yeah.
and I just think, "Oh, come and join the city. This is for you too."
Right.
So I'm glad you
Yeah.
do. So some of the homeless people and
Yeah. I guess. I like what somebody says that I feel like an outsider. No, you're not. You're not an outsider. You just going to watch the free. It's a free concert, live and band. I'm going.
good for you.
Yeah, I'm going.
All right.
You know what? I thank you. What you're doing. Getting out here and helping us do this. Form this right here.
I do it for the love of God.
There you go. There you go.
I just believe that when God loves me, forgives me, loves me, then that love should flow out.
Amen.
And compassionate love. And
Amen. You gotta make me
that
cry.
is very much,
You got me cry.
All right.
I was real careful.
well, it's an honor to meet you and talk with you today.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anthony.
Thank you.
Thomas, good to
Yes.
meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
When was the last time you had a place to live, say over 6 months?
It's been about a year now.
About a year.
Yes.
What was involved in you losing your housing?
Actually, it started off in Florida, all right, and when the hurricane come through last year in November, not this last one, but the one that wiped out the Northport area and that.
Okay.
All right, I had an apartment down there, and they told everybody to evacuate, so
Why were you not able to just go to work and get an apartment?
I have Parkinson's, all right, and that's what the shaking is, and the involuntary movements. And they placed me on disability, and I have a real bad heart. I mean, just recently they started having issues with my heart, where my blood pressure runs like skyrocket, and they're doing what they can to try and get that down. I'm diabetic.
So do you get SSI then?
I get Social Security.
Okay.
Not very much because, they our government has a way of ripping you off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what kind of work did you do in the past?
I was a truck driver for 25 years across country.
Okay. Great job.
Yeah, it was. I enjoyed it. All right.
Okay. Some of the homeless people are there because of bad choices in drugs and alcohol.
Right, correct.
Has that been part of your story?
No, I quit drinking. It's been 29 years this coming
Really?
year. Yeah, I drank heavy. All right, but no, I just.
There's a factory right down the road here, and there's a shift change right now, so we got some extra noise. What kind of music do you like?
I actually listen to everything but gangster rap.
Okay.
I mean, I do. That's.
When was the last time you saw a concert?
Oh, the last time I saw a concert was Ted Nugent. I swear, it was Ted
You're dating
Nugent.
yourself now.
Yes, I
Brother,
am.
we're about the same age.
Yeah, Ted Nugent, and it was the Great White concert, and it was at Wing Stadium.
What about family? You got kids of your own?
Yes, I have a daughter. I just talked to her last week. We talk all the time, and I've got a really cool daughter. I'm proud of her.
Cool.
Yeah, but I won't impose on her, nor I believe she wouldn't even try to impose on me. I wouldn't consider imposing, but I mean,
Yeah, that's. And then parents.
Both my parents are passed and gone, and that's bad issues there.
Sure.
My mother was all right, but my father, he was considered a spawn of the devil.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, really, yeah.
Some bad stuff there.
Yeah.
That's Tom.
Yes.
So good to meet you and talk with us today. Thank you very much,
You're
and all
welcome.
the best to you. And I hope the people of Chattanooga can hear your story and have a little compassion.
I hope so.
And today I'm talking with Bug. It's her
Hi, how
nickname.
you doing?
And I'm going to ask her some questions, and she doesn't have to answer anything you don't want. And but I'd like to know when was the last time you had a permanent place to live, or over 6 months, say? And how did you become homeless? What was?
Well, I became homeless. I've been homeless about 7, 9 years now, and I've just been going through so much, living from pillar to post. I was staying with my son's father. Then it didn't work out between me and him, and I was staying back with my grandmother, and she passed away 2 years ago. And I just went downhill after that.
Okay. In the past, what kind of jobs have you had?
In the past, the jobs that I had, like hotel work and like restaurant.
Okay. Are you from Chattanooga?
Born and raised in Chattanooga.
Okay. Has it been dangerous for you sleeping in tents? This place is pretty safe because I got a security guard and stuff, but
Yes.
other places before this?
Well, this is really my first time staying out here on the street in a tent.
Oh, okay.
So I've been out here a year now.
A year now.
Yes.
You have children? Or
I have
kids?
three boys.
You have 3 boys.
Yes, sir.
Where are they at?
Well, my oldest son, he's out on his own, and my 12-year-old and my 9-year-old, my sister has taken care of them with
Okay.
her husband.
What do you think the people of Chattanooga should know about being homeless? If they see you walk along the street and they think, oh, there goes another homeless drug addict, what do you want to say to them when they think stuff like that?
When they say stereotype stuff like that, everybody is not the same. Everybody that's homeless are not drug addicts and stuff like that. Because
Okay.
I'm a person, I'm clean. I have a lot of health issues, but I try to get a place so I can stay and lay my head down so I can keep my doctor's appointment and stuff like that.
Great. So at this place, they get you lined up with a social worker, and It's good when this facility seems to be the right place to be.
Yes, sir, it is. I get a lot of help from the people that's here, Miss Anne Marie and Miss Nikki K.
Okay. What kind of music do you like?
I'm really into gospel.
Gospel, okay. Was your family a church family?
Yes, sir, they were.
Your parents still around?
No, sir, they died.
When's the last time you saw a concert?
I have never been to a concert.
Oh, really?
Never.
Okay.
No, thank you.
Thank you, Bob. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Spencer, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Where are you from?
I'm actually from Knoxville, Tennessee.
Knoxville? And how long you been in Chattanooga?
About 10 months, 10, 11 months, close to a year, I guess.
When was the last time you had a regular place to live?
Oh my gosh, it's been off and on since, on my own.
Well, or with
2015
anyone,
or
just
2016.
wow. So about 7 years. Was the last time you had a regular place to live?
Yeah, since my mother passed away. Then we lived together for some time, and then I took over the apartment when she passed away. So
Okay.
we changed over to my name.
So, tell us about your life. Do you live in one of these? Do you have a tent or anything?
No, I just kind of I don't stay like a couple days here and there. I try not to stay at the same place because the cops will have a tendency to see me, they'll stop and they'll move you. And yeah, or they'll take you to jail. It's ridiculous. I've had several.
What about is there a danger? Have you been assaulted?
Yes,
out here?
several times. Yes. And so I was kicked in the nose, in the head, and the rib cage in Knoxville because a girl pulled my glasses off my face and threw them. She was paid $5 to do it by a guy that said he, Anyways, that's another story. But yeah, it was awful. She drugged me and then she kicked me. And so, not only do I have autism, I have Asperger's syndrome because of abuse that I received when I was a child from my older sister, and and then there was a tumor that had been in my brain for 16 years, and that just removed it. And so I need narcotics for another 3 years, and there could be a chance that I might be on these for life. But I've proven myself responsible. I don't use them for recreation or to get high. I use them to control pain or to
If there was a shelter where you could get off, where you could go live in a program for 6 months or something like that, but anything like that?
I wouldn't do a program. I don't need it. I know who I am. I know what I'm going to do, and I'm okay with it. I don't need somebody to tell me who they think I am, because I've done
Or
that
who
for
you should
years.
be.
Exactly. And I'm not going to do that anymore.
What kind of music do you like?
I listen to a little bit of everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the oldies.
Do you?
Yeah. There's not really, I like some older country. I like Johnny Cash, pretty good.
Yeah, well,
I'll
he's a
have
guy that understands people's pain, right?
Yeah, I like Johnny Cash.
There's a man with some soul and dedicated his life to that in so many ways. When was the last time you saw a concert?
Oh, it's been a long time. Anybody? I'll take that back. His last one was Garth Brooks, actually. We went to
Knoxville?
see him, yeah. But I mean, I had never seen him, and I think that me and my mom went, and we had a really good time. I went for my birthday, but yeah, that's the last show, and that was,
Sounds good.
that had to be in 2015. She died in 2016, I believe.
10 or 20 years ago, would you have guessed that you'd be sleeping on the streets of Chattanooga? No.
Nope.
And people reading this book probably don't think that they would be either. In other words,
No.
how big of a step is it for someone who has a job but things happen?
Yeah.
Are we like 1 month away from homelessness?
Well, you know, if you're in the kingdom of God, which this is probably God's work, and we don't know it. I mean, you're not ever going to be told that you're doing God's work, but you are. I mean, you're just going to be in it because you can't fight it. It's going to you're going to either land in it or you're just going to. I mean, it's going to look good on you, and so it's going to fit you well. You're going to want to quit doing what you normally do, and you're going to want to just come down here and be actually sort of free for the first time in your life, because this is no responsibility. But when you go and you, I don't know, you start purchasing lots of things, you end up keeping up with the Joneses. It's just a lot of hassle that doesn't need that being had. You know? We put a lot of stress on ourselves that we don't need.
Yeah. Do you feel some freedom, extra freedom
Yes,
in your life?
especially since I don't have a cell phone. Yes, I'm glad I lost it.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm not sure what else to ask. You know, I think the purpose of this is I'm hoping that people will say, oh, yeah, well, Spencer could be my sister. Spencer could be me.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't assume that life is just stable. Who knows who's going to have a brain tumor and need meds, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I never thought I would say that I would be off all those medications. And I guess even though it was meant to harm me, even though it was meant to take me down, when they took me off all that, all they did was save my life.
Okay.
Every time they tried to take me down, they just saved me.
Where are you from?
I'm from Chattown. Originally born and raised in Chattown.
All right.
Born here December 7th, 1953.
I'm August 1953.
Okay.
So I'll be 70 in a few months too.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it. I love meeting local people here because so many of my friends have moved here from other places. So you're the real deal. You were raised here and I guess went to school here. What part of town did you grow up in?
East Chattown.
East Chatta.
In Avondale.
Avondale. All right. When was the last time you had a steady place to live?
Probably about 10 years ago.
Did you marry and have a family and stuff?
I didn't marry. No.
No.
I don't think I did.
Okay.
If I did,
I had some girlfriends though.
yeah, if I did marry, it was by accident. I think somebody might have fooled me at the end, I do. I'm not sure. But,
So
I was a lab analyst at a couple of places.
a what?
A lab analyst.
Lab
Laboratory.
analyst. All right. You worked in a lab.
Yeah, for Central Florida. Where they have they made edible oil. They made like edible cooking oil.
Okay. Edible oil.
Yeah, and I was an electrician also. I became an electrician. I did houses. I did most of the planning at the fertilizer plant down in Carterville.
Okay. Carterville, Georgia. Cool. Now, kids? Do you have family? Kids?
We had one son together, and had a daughter. She wasn't mine, but I treated her like she was mine. I raised her up, and a long time ago she said, "You're not my daddy. You can't tell me what to do." Last time I saw her, she came up to me and gave me a great big hug and called me Daddy.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. So do you ever see your kids anymore? Is that
Not now, no. The son's dead.
Son has passed away, so
Yeah.
sorry.
He, unfortunately, he got tired of his relatives He's not your daddy. He's not your daddy. He's not your daddy. And one day he called a family meeting, and at the family meeting, just before everybody got there, he said, I got one thing I want to say. Reached in his pocket, pulled out a gun, put it in his mouth, and shot himself.
Right in front of you.
Well, more or less in front of me. Because I was the only one they could contact.
Oh, you weren't there.
I wasn't there
Oh,
when he
there's a
shot
family
me.
member who did it. Yeah.
And nobody else could claim the body but me. Because I was the only one that he had the same last name. So nobody else could claim the body. So I'm
How old was he?
30 or 31.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now
So we were both in the 60s. In the 60s there was riots here in Chattanooga.
Rats?
Race riots.
Yeah.
And with the cannons. Were you part of that?
Oh, right.
Did
You
see
mean
it?
riots?
The riots.
The riots, yeah. I was part of that. Remember I said I went to Brainerd High School.
You went to Brainerd High School.
I went to
Okay.
Brainerd High School. And that's where they had a lot of racial riots at. Because when I first started there were about 68 blacks out of a class of about 1,300. Okay. Now it's exactly the opposite.
Brainerd
About
High.
1,300 blacks in a class of maybe 30 or 40 whites that they go there because they choose to.
2 blocks from here is what we call Martin Luther King Boulevard, and it used to be the
9th Street.
9th Street.
Yeah, M.L. King.
So
yeah.
you were around when 9th Street was the happening place.
Yeah. That was the place to go to get drunk. You know, so.
There was lots of music there.
Yeah, there was a lot of music. Oh man, there was rock and roll and soul.
You know, they say parts of this town you couldn't walk. 20, 30 years ago, you wouldn't know this today because there wasn't anything going on downtown.
Mm-hmm.
If you walked through certain parts of town, it was very dangerous.
Yeah. Even there was parts of town here that was dangerous for even a black person to walk through, and that would be around down 9th Street, which is M.L. King now.
Yeah.
That's where you can walk down day or night, drunks, ladies, all out through here.
I see.
And it was dangerous. You might walk up on a dead person. Well,
Kenneth, I want to thank you for this. Can I
Okay.
shake your hand, sir?
all right.
And
Yeah.
Fluffy, when was the last time you had a regular, steady place to live? You lived for over 6 months.
It's been about a year and a half, 2 years.
About 2 years. How did your homelessness come about?
My ex-husband moved us out here to Chattanooga like just a little over a year ago. And then he just moved back to Michigan and he left me here.
Wow.
Well, we come to this little area of Chattanooga and things just kept getting progressively worse. My ex-husband actually beat the snot out of me.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but it's okay. I got through that.
Tell us about safety. Is it safe for you as a woman, or what kind of problems do you have in the homeless community?
Well, me myself, I don't have a lot per se, but in general, it's scary for like anybody to be out here on the homeless circuit, but it's even more so dangerous for a single woman. A single woman to be out here by themselves because you risk more, like attacks, stuff of that nature.
Yeah.
But luckily enough, I've been blessed to be able to take some self-defense classes previously and all that, so I know how to protect myself, but it does help to have a couple good friends to back you up in case you need anything.
I think that would be, for most people watching this, or they would say, well, that's my biggest fear. I'm going to go live with a bunch of being vulnerable. If you don't have a car, no shelter, that puts you in a vulnerable situation where you can get robbed or mugged easily.
Or even worse.
Or worse. Yeah. What kind of music do you like?
Anything pretty much except elevator music.
When's the last time you went to a concert?
Oh my goodness. It's been a while.
It's been a while. Been a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad. I hope you come tonight for the concert. It's nice. We are at the intersection of Main Street and Market Street. It's a very popular intersection of Chattanooga, Tennessee. We have bars that way. We're in front of a restaurant, and I met Brandy here just a few minutes ago. She was sitting in the door, the kitchen door, the rear entrance to the kitchen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that maybe Jordan taking on me because it's so very friendly. And the way I look right now, I can't wait to talk to him because I have one, like, I'm considered new, basically, or in a royal holy vow. Because no, I dare them to do that because I'm Shiite. I'm Shiite. So I
You're
dare you.
Shiite.
I'm
Okay.
Shiite. I'm Shiite. They've already done the holy really tight. They use no height. They use no white. They use no white, and they can do a
Okay.
white on me, and I'm all black. I'm a dark. I'm all
All
black.
right. So,
And sharpen my knife skills because these feet appeared on me. Shoes off. Shoes off.
have you been in a treatment facility or anything?
No, not lately.
Not lately.
No.
If there was someone that I called tonight, would they come and pick you up and take you to a place?
I don't know because I just got here to Chattanooga like 2 to 3 days ago, and I was in that facility, and
So, say it like, what I heard you say is you just got into Chattanooga 2 or 3 days ago.
it's been about 3, 4 days ago.
From where?
Knoxville.
Knoxville.
And I've lived there for like about a year.
About a year. All
It's
right.
been like a year, but it seemed like this place changed a lot.
Were you raised in a religious home?
Yes, I was, and I read the Bible, but he's never read the Bible. But he knows the beginning and the end and everything in between.
Okay.
And he's determined to make sure that they never do that in my mind again. That I have the Holy Spirit and that He'll take it from me, and that I can sing and understand and that he says, but guess what? They just didn't decide. They didn't decide. And I've never done it.
Do you have any family or anyone you would want to send a message to?
Well, to the blessed are the pure in heart, for we shall see God, I would say. Blessed are the Lord. Really? Manara. Unondas tela kalanda kapachko chundira ashwala awanda estera manana apatata check up with our Lord Shindra to papateras and to toilets chundana Chambalar I fed Israel and Chela Kanaibar I can toileria and toileria I went for father and father I played the out turning like boiling and toiling for night of the art I'm like a Beyonda. I'm not trained in the world to retain the client from the house to when they're open to Chumana. I dare of Donald to the Namandaro and the Kidia out of all by the Madana Papa to the law.
Amen.
It's okay. It's okay. Because yes, I do. I turn.
Don, when was the last time you had a long-term place to live?
2017.
Okay, so 7 years, 6,
Yeah.
7 years ago.
Yeah.
What led to your homelessness?
Me myself, I've been my worst enemy as far as not doing the things that I should do, even down to the point of missing doctor's appointments and stuff.
Yeah.
Basically, the fuel of that is my drug addiction.
Drug addiction.
Yeah.
What's your favorite drug?
My drug of choice is all the above and give me some more. I mean,
Okay.
I,
So it's interesting that you're just so honest about that
Yeah, I mean-
and not denying it.
yeah. Just recently got out of Valley Hospital and I got to go back.
Oh, really? Is there resources for you to help?
Yeah. I'm a veteran, which NASH is an organization that helps through Joe Johnson. They help veterans find a place. Unfortunately, they put you in a hotel and trying to help other people, and they're not respecting because I said, this is our sleep sanctuary. You're not supposed to be here, but while you're here, you can come here to sleep, But then other things, trying to bring another friend in. Anyway, long story short, I got kicked out of that hotel for having company. So they said they'll give me 1 shot. They give you 2 shots. Put me in another hotel, and we stayed there a little bit longer, but eventually I went to court. When I came back from court, they saw, I guess, people coming in and out, and they kicked me out of that hotel. But they're still helping me with the housing situation. It's just they can't put me up because I didn't go by the contract.
Okay. What about the Chat Foundation here? Do you talk?
I haven't really gotten with them yet. I do need to but I think my main thing is really I gotta leave Chattanooga.
You got to leave Chattanooga?
Yeah.
Why?
I need a new start, fresh. I know where all the places not to go, which thing is don't go there. But like for instance, down here is so drug infested that it's in your face.
Wow.
We packed up and moved to Vegas and lived there for 3 more years and had my first child. And then she got pregnant again. And Vegas not really I'm not saying it's a bad place for kids, but it's more adult oriented. They starting to do more. But anyway, we decided to come back down south. I prayed to God for this woman. She was my soulmate, but I wasn't the man, father, and husband I should have been because of my drug addiction. So, that's why I really want to, I got to give my life up to God. And I know my purpose. I know that he wants us to tell his story. So that's why I want to write the book about, poetry and my autobiography. I might not be able to tell you what to do, but I can tell you what not to do.
So about your book, I'm part of the writers clubs, and I've done some self-publishing, and maybe we can talk later.
Yeah,
I'll give you my card.
Definitely need to.
But so your biography just talks about.
You can't make this stuff up. It's the title. I might change it, but it's stuff that I'm 59 years old and I've been through all my life, and I made. You can make a left turn, right turn, and end up in 2 different situations. And a lot of my left turns were the wrong turn, but like I said, I might not be able to tell you what to do, but I can definitely tell you what not to do, which can still help a person. Don't do this, don't. And,
and then you got poetry too.
Yeah, I have to lift them up and let them eat. A barbecue, that's my passion. I had a barbecue business in Athens, Tennessee called We Q for You. And,
Really?
Did good. I was working at Applebee's, and my wife was working, ex-wife was working at Conoco, and we quit our job just to work Friday, Saturday, and some Sundays. We made more money standing in front of AutoZone than we did full-time job. So
that's what entrepreneurism
Yeah,
is
yeah.
all about, you
I
know.
have some,
You
like
know,
my mother.
you got such a rich history.
Yes, and see, that's the thing. I know that I love people. I love, helping people. It helps me. But it's just that I do the wrong, I guess my intentions, they seem good, which they are good, but it's a lot of times, well, I'm going to do this. Maybe I can get some money out of it to get drugs, something like that,
I think most people that don't have a real addiction problem just cannot comprehend what that word means. I go to a 12-step meeting, and my problems aren't exactly the same as yours, but I understand, that when people just try to say, well, just be logical, just
don't do it.
Don't do that. That's illogical. It's
Just
like logic has nothing to do with it. That is the furthest thing. And until people understand there's a spiritual issue, an emotional, psychological issue, and anyway, so
back on the topic, I want to try to, like I say, anything I can do to help someone not do the things I've done, I want to.
okay, Don, what's your favorite kind of music? And
Spiritual. I'm into spiritual rap right now.
Okay.
Inspirational rap. I don't want to hear that get a lemonade and downing women or killing or stuff like that. I have poetry that I would like to read one poem if I could.
Let's wait for this train to go by. Let's hear your poem.
The demon that lives inside of me. There's a demon that lives inside of me. It always seems to be wherever I may be. It goes wherever I may go. It knows everything that I know. I try stopping it with all my might, which only makes it grow harder the harder that I fight. And no matter how hard I try to get free, we fuss and cuss and fight and always disagree. Now, if you look very hard, this demon you will see, because the demon that's inside me is actually me.
Thank you, Don. Writing is such good therapy,
Yes, it is.
and just touching into your creative spirit is so good, and be able to express your reflections on yourself and life and the world. Thank you for sharing that. Good to meet you, Skip.
Good to meet you.
Where are you from?
Nashville.
Okay. When was the last time you had a regular, say, a place to live was over a year?
It was in Nashville. It was down at the room at the inn.
Okay.
And I stayed there 5 years.
That's good enough. And how long ago was that?
That was back in 2011, 12, and 13. I got put out in I left in 16.
16. All right, 2016. All right, so 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And where do you sleep now?
Anywhere I can.
Anywhere you can. I think people need to. That's a hard statement, isn't it? Anywhere I can.
Anywhere I can.
What kind of things led to your homelessness?
Drugs and alcohol.
Drugs and alcohol. It's honest. Thanks. So you couldn't keep a job because of...
Well, not one that I could keep a job because I'm 70 years old and still doing drugs, still drinking alcohol. I'll be 71 this month, 25th.
I am 70, and I will be 71 in August.
I'm older than you.
You are, but not by much.
Boy.
I don't know if that counts. A month difference. Less than a month.
It counts. It counts.
Well, interesting. So it's good to meet someone my own age. You look younger. You look healthy, and you look.
Well, I did
50.
15 years in prison. That preserved me.
Okay. You have kids?
No.
No.
My twin brother does.
You know, I think having kids puts age on people. I don't have kids either, so I look younger. But
You sure do. I thought you were 50-something.
yeah. So we're in that sense. The people that raise a family, that ages them because
It does, because a lot of stress.
A lot of stress. Getting up at 2 in the morning.
And you gotta feed them till they 19, and you gotta clothe them till they 19. You gotta send them to school, and hope they graduate.
Yeah.
I didn't graduate. After I went to prison.
So, do you have a job trade or something that you could do today if you needed to?
I could do anything because I pretty much took care of my body. I do a whole lot of walking, and I'm not broke down like a '57 Chevy.
Yeah.
So you know, I could probably do some lawn work. I usually be a furniture mover.
That's some hard.
Yeah.
So I still do my carpentry and painting too. Social Security in and up. But you got Medicare and Social Security.
I got all. I get a SSI check and Social Security check. They split them in half. Give me some money on the first and some money on the third.
Okay, the other questions. I'm having a Biden moment. Let's see.
I'm having a Trump moment.
Oh, no. What kind of music you like?
All kind. Country, rock and roll, soul, jazz, blues. I like all music.
And when was the last time you went to a concert?
It's been a long time. It was in Nashville. I went and seen the Isley Brothers.
Isley Brothers? That's old school.
That's old school.
I didn't know they were still around at all.
No, I'm talking about back.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. Hey, man, I ain't been to a concert in about 20 years.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing a few minutes with us. Tell us about your experience. Good to meet you, Skip. All the best to you.
Thank you.
T, thank you for being with us today. Can you tell us where are you from? Are you from Chattanooga, or where did you grow up?
I think there was a road called Nikon Sons.
Where?
There's a road Nikon Sons.
Oh, sorry, I can't understand. Is that in Chattanooga?
She says like a water board.
Okay. Do you have family in the city here? Do you have family or your parents still around?
Say so.
You think so? When was the last time you had a permanent place to sleep and live? How long have you been homeless?
Been outside a long time.
What led to your homelessness? When was the last time when did this start for you?
I was ending a relationship.
Ending a relationship. Thanks, that's very helpful. Place uptown, have you ever been to the Chatta Foundation or the food kitchen up there? They have social workers.
I got a car ride just yesterday there.
You got a car ride there yesterday. Did someone there help you?
He just wanted to conversate at the door and look at the shower.
Stayed at the door. Where do you sleep at night?
There's a chair sometimes.
A chair. What about when it gets cold and wet outside? Do you have any place to get a porch or anything where you get some cover? Okay. Are drugs and alcohol?
No, I have no issue.
You don't have any issues with that? People assume that everyone living homeless is a alcoholic or drug addict, but I'm finding that's not true.
On the short therapeutic. My dad says he's a professional hat buyer.
Your dad says he's a professional hat buyer. Is that what you said? Okay. Have you ever been married or had children? Do you have children of your own?
Yeah, she don't want me to talk about that though.
Okay. That's okay if you don't want to talk about it. We're just curious about people's lives, you know, and mostly, what kind of music do you like?
Honey.
What?
Honey?
Honey.
Yeah, the type.
That's the type of music. Okay. That's an interesting choice. And anything else you want to say to the people of Chattanooga?
I know we make it bad for ourselves, us being homeless people, fighting, getting drunk. It's gotten so bad that here being the homeless section, we can't even sleep here. Nowhere to go. So, I mean, a lot of people shun or look down or turn their face, but it's not going to go away. And we got to work together. I mean, the homeless and the people that have a home, it's, I don't know. I have this other poem I'm not going to read, but it's selflessness. You pretty much tell what it's about, but I just wish that we could come together. If I had money, I would get a warehouse and for people to wash up and shower, but you would have to have security and stuff like that because people are not going to act right. But anyway, go by your heart. I mean, if you give somebody something and they do something wrong with it, don't put yourself down for that. You did something good, even though somebody didn't do what they should have done with it, but don't stop the blessings. Recycle it.
Saying I'm one of God's children just like y'all one of God's children. And I don't think he appreciates the way you treating us because you look down on a homeless person because they might have a problem with drugs, alcohol, and instead of trying to help somebody, building more rehabs and being patient, and if somebody slip off the wagon, throw them back up on the wagon. You know, don't give up on them.
Right.
You know, no matter how young or how old they are.
People in Chattanooga, you know, that hey, you know, we all need their help in trying to get this thing back together. You know, and I'm like, I would feel like, you know, if I was out there and I got a nice home, you know, if I could take somebody in, I would do it. You know, help that person get on their feet. Help that person he or she get on their feet, get them a job, get them whatever they need to be, and what they need to do to get their life back in order. You know, you can't do it by yourself. We can't.
Did you have anything else to say, Rose?
Don't assume. Not everybody out here comes from the same story. Don't assume you know what somebody's been through until you talk to that person.
Good word. That's why we're doing these.
Well, right now, everybody is homeless. We all need a place to stay. Just lend a helping hand and give us a place to stay and help us. Everybody is not stereotyped. They're not on drugs. Just give us a hand and help us out if you can. Thank you.
I would say to them, because a lot of them, and with coming here to Chattanooga, I see it time and time again, and it breaks my heart. A lot of the homeless are mentally incapacitated. All right, they're not taking drugs and this or that. All right, but people assume they are.
I mean, try to be understanding. If you've never been there, you just don't know. I got in an argument with a homeless person a long time ago on Market Street. Me and some friends were going to eat at 212, which was a nice restaurant. And this guy asked one of my friends for some money, and I got in an argument with him. And I think about that a lot, because I see how people kind of react, to us like I reacted to that guy, and I just didn't know. I didn't know what it was like and how hard it really is.
I could tell you what Chattanooga could do for me.
What?
You don't want me to say that.
This is an honest talk, and people are here to hear your opinion. There are a lot of people out there with a lot of opinions. We want to hear what you have to say.
Chattanooga, kiss my ass.
Oh, really? Okay. Why?
Not on the left side, not on the right side, but as one of my younger brothers-in-laws would say, in the groove.
Do your best not to be in this kind of situation, because it really sucks. And especially if you don't have no friends or family to help you. It just sucks.
Anything else you want to say to the people of Chattanooga, Tennessee?
Thank you for treating me like a human and not like some kind of animal. That means more to a lot of us than we know. If I get put on TV, I just want to let my mom and my kids know that I love them and that I'm okay. I miss them so much.